been a while, guys. I figured I would make a video today talking about overpriced guitars. I'm going to show you some of the guitars that I have here and talk to you about why I think a lot of manufacturers overprice the living shit out of their guitars. First example I got is my Agile here. This is my Agile 7-string multi-scale. It is a 30-inch to 27-inch scale length. So on the low B, it's 30 inches scale length, and on the high E, it is 27 inches scale length. If you actually look at this guitar, it is made out of mahogany, hard rock maple, and these little strips are walnut. So it's got a, what is that, a 5-piece neck with mahogany wings, and it's neck through, so the neck goes all the way through the body. If you look up here on top, no scarf joint, just straight in to the headstock, and it goes all the way 5-piece. The headstock's 5-piece also. It has Grover tuning heads. The only thing they skimped on is the electronics. It does have active whatever the Agile brand pickups are in it, which are kind of crappy. It sounds okay. I think it would sound better if it had a pair of passive anything in there. They did skimp on the electronics. Like I said, these pots are like cheaper Chinese pots, and the switch is a Chinese switch. And that's pretty much it, guys. This guitar, let's just say it was made in the USA. Manufacturers with the same specs, just the hardware would probably be a brand name, which these are pretty much the same thing as a brand name bridge pieces. Are single saddles. The upgrade on the electronics, pickups, upgrade on the pickups would probably say about $350. Electronics go in there with that, so let's just say $350 for an upgrade on electronics and pickups. Well, manufacturer, if this was made in the United States, would say this was probably somewhere upwards of $2,000. $2,000, $2,400, $2,200. That seems to be pretty even. Okay, this guitar cost $800 shipped with a case. So it was like $830 or something shipped with a case. I got this for my anniversary present from my wife. The pickups are good enough where I haven't changed them yet, but start at 800, 900, 1,000. What does that make it, guys? About $1,200 if I upgrade the electronics. $1,300, way below $2,000. What you end up paying for on these guitars is not the fact that they are, the bodies and stuff, guys, on 90% of the guitars sold nowadays are CNC machined. It's very rare that a hand, you still have to do hands-on work on these. No, a lot of it is, but most of it's done, CNC machined. So if this guitar was CNC machined and one made in the USA with the same exact specs as it CNC machined, why are the guys in the United States charging you upwards of like $1,200-1,500 more than what these guys actually sell for? That's just what I've been calling the USA asshole stamp. Just because it's made in the United States does not mean it's worth an extra $1,500. Another example is this bass right here. This is a copy of a Warwick. And this is, I don't know if it's KMC's house brand, Coda Guitars. It's a Coda guitar bass. Let me take the strap off. This is gonna blow y'all's mind, man. They only made these basses. They had two different models. One was made out of zebra wood, and the other one I think was walnut. And they only made these basses for 2 years, and then they discontinued them. This is a long scale, so like This guy's 34 inches scale length on my bass. 4-string. This guy is, yet again, it's got zebra wood and mahogany stripes, with mahogany stripes for the neck. So it's actually with zebra wood wings. So what you got here is a 5-piece neck through, just like the guitar, neck through all the way to the headstock. No scarf joint. They skimp a lot in the scarf joint. Cutting the scarf joint usually shows a cheaper guitar. And it's got zebra wood wings. And I mean, this is a solid, heavy ass guitar. Yet again, what do they skimp on? These tuning heads, these are okay. I've been using them for several years now. They haven't given me no hell. But eventually these are going to get upgraded to something. The hardware on this can get upgraded. The electronics have already been changed out. These were super Chinese, guys. This is actually now a Switchcraft part, the guitar output. And the knobs are all CTS pots. And the pickups in these are Wilkinson pickups. These are really nice pickups. They put them in a lot of more inexpensive guitars. And then, of course, it's actually got a real Warwick bridge on it. If you look at it, that's actually the company that makes the bridges for Warwick. That's actually what, it just doesn't say Warwick on it. It's exactly the same. Me, building guitars and doing a lot of guitar repairs and having to order parts, I have come to realize what parts really cost from the actual manufacturer, if you get it not with the brand name on it. But to give you an idea, for Warwick, something like this, from Warwick, exact same specs and everything. Like I said, add the hardware. Like, these pickups aren't bad. These are actually really nice pickups. These pots cost me, what was that? 1, 2, 3, 4 times 8, so $40. So actually I put $40 in this guitar, and I think that Switchcraft jack was like $8, so $50 in upgrades on it. But something like this, guys, which, I mean, it's solid bass. From Warwick, you're looking at maybe $3,000, $3,200. And Warwick isn't made in the USA. Warwick is German, made in Germany. But they're all CNC machined, and there's very little hands-on stuff. That was my point. If I put the tuning heads that I want to put on here, you're looking at maybe $150. I'm actually super okay with the pickups that are in this and stuff. I love the way this bass sounds. So say you add another $150 on top of what I actually paid for this bass. This bass I actually traded straight over to my old boss, my Hellraiser C1 FR that I had. He just traded me straight over. He got the better end of it. But these basses were sold for $450, for $449.99, and they only had them for 2 years. And he had the other model of this bass that was the walnut body, and I was gonna snag that, and a guy in a Tejana band actually snagged it. He knew it was up. But to give you an idea, $450 plus $150, what is that, guys? Like $600. So, even with upgrades on this, guys, it's a $600 bass. So what happens is they charge you a lot for the names on the headstock. Another example. This is one of the reasons why I can't stand when it says made in the USA on it. This is another one of my guitars. This one's really dirty. This one gets played a lot. This is my Schecter Texas Chainsaw Massacre Avenger. This was a limited run of 100. They did 100 of the set necks. This isn't a neck through, it's just a set neck. They did 100 of these, and then they released a crap ton of the bolt-on necks. Mine is number 55 of 100. But these came out in 2007. And this gets a lot of playtime. It's got Alnico 5 monster pickups in it. It's got all this intentionally, you know, dirty electronics. It's like, you know, grimy copper with the green on it and stuff. But guitar like this, guys, this is Korea, made in South Korea. You know, it's Korean made guitar. It's a great guitar. Guitar like this, I think these sold. This might have sold for $800 new. Mine came with the case, and I got it for somewhere for 10% above dealer cost, which I think was more around $600 or something. But this came with the case. Excellent guitar. By far my favorite guitars are made in Korea or Japan. You get a Japanese guitar, you can't go wrong, man. You get a Korean guitar, it's real hard to get a bad Korean guitar or a bad Japanese guitar. This one's a work in progress. This was my baby before I got the Kona. This is my SP1 Spear. There's a company out of Europe that sells the brand name Spear guitars. They sell guitars mainly in Europe, overseas. This company, the first time they were at NAMM, I got to check out their guitars, and this was a prototype, so they hadn't even made any of these yet. And I have the only one, I do believe, that's got a silhouette of a naked woman on it. These guitars are no joke. This bass right here, which has been gutted, this did come with Wilkinson pickups. That's what that was in there. All electronics are Chinese, and they potted them, you know, where they pot over the EQ. They pot it with some black tar looking stuff, so you can't tell what EQ part it is. This guy is mahogany wings, Canadian hard maple, and freaking mahogany stripes. So it's a 5-piece neck also with wings. This is where it gets different, guys. Like on the Agile, it has a quilted maple veneer on it, which a veneer is, there's 3 different things you can have on there. You can have a veneer, you can have a cap, or you can have a top. It's by measurement. Veneer means thin sheet of paper. So you get a veneer, it's pretty much a piece of paper or tiny top. Cap is, I don't know what the measurement exactly is, but a cap would be a thick piece of maple or whatever wood was on top. A top would be pretty much half of the size of the back of the body. So this is where this guitar gets really interesting. This has a spalted maple top on it. It's not a cap, it's a top. If you look at the body, half the body is mahogany, half the body is the spalted maple top. When you get into stuff like this is where it adds up, you know, building wise and stuff. I don't know why, just because the wood's more money. Spalted maple is really expensive to get a hold of, especially if you can get, see, you can see a little bit of spalt in here, not a lot, but the more spalt you get, and the more, you know, the top pops or whatever, the more money the wood's worth. But like I said, it's got a matching veneer on the headstock. No scarf joint, you know, neck through. This bass right here had horrible, it still has horrible fretwork. Had horrible fretwork. The frets are ended up coming out of here, and I'm putting Jasker frets in it. But this guitar right here, these guitars sold for $500. That was sell price. They were $499.99. The problem with Spear is we had issues because the company owners of Spear are, I don't know if they're from an Asian country, but we had trouble understanding them. This guitar is not Korean made. This guitar is made in Vietnam. It is an excellent bass. You can actually see the where they had the 18 volt 2 9-volt batteries in there. The only thing they skipped on in here, like I said, was the electronics in here were complete total shit. The pickups are good. I actually have the pickups saved to replace them, but like I said, the electronics in here were shit. And this, you can tell where they had put the knobs. That is some really shitty work in the back. Which is kind of sad because they took some really gorgeous wood and kind of destroyed it a little bit right there. But for $500, man, you cannot beat that. You know, especially for like me, this platform is basically my personal bass, so I'm gonna upgrade the electronics in it. I'm actually trying to put Bartolonis in here. I saved the Wilkinson pickups, and I'm actually going to put Bartoloni EQ in there. And then I'm refretting it with the Jesker frets, or Jesk, whatever it's called, the gold Evo frets. Which I have now, the guitars I'm building now have gold Evo fretwire. And then the hardware on it's probably going to be Hipshot stuff. But to give you an idea, $500, guys, $500 guitar. There's companies out there now. There's like a shit ton of different guitar companies out that are making custom USA made guitars. They're not custom, nothing. The Kiesel, one of the biggest companies that does the cookie cutter guitars, that's what I call them. You get to choose your body, your color, all that stuff, your fretwire. You just don't get to choose electronics. You can get a good Kiesel for $1,500, $2,000, but you have to customize everything, you know, and it's made in the USA. The downfall of stuff is when somebody makes something stupid, like a hot pink Stratocaster. We won't name any brands, but give you an idea. If I was to sell you a hot pink Strat with one humbucker, Floyd Rose on it, and the fanciest fucking tuning heads I could fucking find, and it was a bolt-on neck, I would expect that guitar, if it was made, even if it was made in the USA, that's an $800 guitar, man. You know, some people are delusional. I don't know how much you pay for paint on stuff, but paint is not expensive to paint one guitar body. Anyways, that is my rant for today. Let me know down in the comment section, guys, what y'all think, what you think of it. One company I do want to kind of shout out before I let y'all go is there's a company that is making really nice guitars, and the guitar company is called GOC Guitars, and they're doing, you pay half, you put in, and they're doing runs of 10 of guitars because I think they're just starting out, or they might have been around for a while, but GOC Guitars down below the video, really guys. If there's anything you think I missed, or you have any questions or whatever, leave a comment down below and I'll get back to you. And as always, guys, much love. I'll see you in the next video.